Hey, what's up guys? It is the following day, and what we have here.
Yeah, that's right. We got a nice dry primered surface. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue with all of the steps.
So yeah, just to show you guys, I'm probably repeating myself, but I do want to give this thing the best chance that I can give it to for the paint, so I can really see the potential of the paint that I'm going to be using. But like I said, I want to try to do the best I can with the time that I have. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and start sanding this. I'm going to 400 grit block this down. I know there's still like probably some stuff there, but I'm not going to worry about that. Alright guys, so what I'm doing right now is I got a little bit of this black primer here, this gray primer. So what I'm going to use this for is kind of a guide coat. Basically you just kind of spritz it on there like a powder coat, like a quick little spritz coat, and then you go back over it with whatever you're blocking with, and that black primer will show you the low spots where you need to sand down to so you can make the surface even. I don't really do this a lot, and I kind of want to practice it, and that's the only reason why I'm doing it. I'm not going to make it perfect. The idea isn't to make the surface perfectly flat. The idea is just to kind of get used to the idea on how this works. To actually give it the best paint job I can give it, I kind of have the technique, the reason, and the skill set down for it. So that's why I'm doing it this way. Alright guys, so I just kind of wanted to show, but what I've started kind of noticing is that if you zoom way in, see if I can't get that, you can see these tiny little speckles as opposed to this smooth surface here, and it gets speckly right there. That's where the 400 grit has actually evened everything out, and these right here, I guess that's what they would call orange peel. Now seeing this on primer makes me realize how it actually acts on like other types of on like clear. If you use a high enough grit sandpaper, you can get it. This is super smooth. Like you almost can't really tell the difference between what's this smoothness here and where those speckles are, but you kind of can. So this would be something that more that you would see and instead of feel. But yeah, but I kind of see what they're talking about here. I'm not gonna go perfect with it. I'm not gonna try to get all these speckles out, but I'm gonna go ahead and continue 400 grit sanding. And you can tell the difference between that and what's already been sanded and what's super smooth, where the 400 grit actually evened everything out. So there's a little spot there, but everything else is pretty even on the 400 grit. So I'm gonna go over it, get another thing of 400 grit. I'm gonna go ahead and do this side, and then I'll probably do one little once over just to see how much I can get out. And then we can go ahead and start putting some color on this thing. So there we go. Alright guys, so I've gone ahead and just finished up the sanding. As you can see, some little low kind of spots and stuff like that, but I'm not looking to make this perfect. Like I said, it's a practice hood, but at least I know what I'm looking for. Like that is a low spot, that's a low spot, and then what I would do is I would just keep going until it's all flat, and hopefully hope that you put a good amount of primer on there to get those low spots. And this spot right here, these low spots here are actually still dents that need a skim coat of body filler to flatten that out. So I'm starting to see this. I'm starting to see this a little bit more. I know I did all the prep work on the Z, and that turned out pretty good, but that was a pretty straight car to begin with. So I know the Supra isn't as straight, of a car, so I know I'm gonna have to do a lot of work to get it right. But at least I know what I'm dealing with. Like, I know all this right here is super smooth. This is like the best portion of it, because you can see there's no speckles until you get like to here, and it's just super straight. And it does take a while to get all of that stuff out. Now I only did like 20-30 minutes of sanding, because I just kind of want to just keep things moving along. But that's where I'm at with it. I'm gonna go ahead and scuff this real quick, because you need something for the paint to stick to. So use a little red scuffing pad. Don't scuff crazy, because you'll ruin this smoothness. Just a quick little scuff to let the other paint go ahead and have something to grab onto. There you go. Okay guys, so what I'm gonna do now is just a quick unboxing of the clearing gun, just to kind of see the components we got and kind of compare it with my little this is my base gun. Showed you guys before the black one that I use. This one here, this is my primer gun. Also have this tiny little mini gun, which works great for clears, but it's only for tight spots, because if you try to shoot a whole car with this, it would take forever, because you would be constantly loading this thing up. So that's why I went ahead and got this. Now this one has a 1.3 tip. This is the HTE compliant. I probably went through most of this before. If I didn't, we'll see which one of these sound bites come out best. But this is what we're using. So I'm just going to go ahead and open it up and see what we got. Once again, this came from Harbor Freight. It was $129. I used a 20% off coupon, so I got it for just under $100 bucks. Not too bad. It does come with some cleaning stuff. It does come with a filter, which I have a little stack of filters right now anyway. And basically all I'm doing is just kind of going through the box, seeing what's in here. So there's the gun. It looks really well built. Comes with this cup. I do like these cups better, but it comes with this guy. I'll probably switch to a steel cup at some point, but for now we're gonna go ahead and use what we got. And so far it feels very smooth. It feels like a really nice, well built. The knobs appear to be really nice. But I mean, there's not really much I can say about the gun, except for it looks very nice. It looks a little, it seems a bit more solid than this guy right here. But this guy is actually a pretty good gun. For the kit, getting this thing for $100, it's actually been working out well for me. So this one just being a $100 gun on its own, I'm hoping that it really just outperforms everything. That's what I'm hoping. So those are the guns. Little unboxing for you real quick. Okay guys, so I'm going to talk a little bit more about the pearl, how I'm going to go ahead and try to measure for this. I'm not going to be super scientific about it. It did say something about you might want to measure it out to 1/10 of a gram. I don't have a scale like that. I was at Harbor Freight and I probably could have gotten that scale, but you know what? I didn't get it. Basically what it has here, it's got like this brush tip where it kind of captures a lot of this powder. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this as my unit of measurement, like basically just kind of tap it into the mixture a little bit at a time. But the first thing I have to do, of course, is that I have to lay down my base coat. I'm going to have my clear kind of pre-mixed, so that all I have to do is just add what I need to add for the pearl, and hopefully we can make this thing work. But most likely I'll probably be eyeballing this a little bit, and I'm just going to see what the clear actually looks like by eye and kind of measure that out for when I get ready to do the whole car. So hopefully it works out. We'll see what it does. Stay tuned. Alright guys, so what I'm about to do is my first spray on of a base coat. So you guys get to watch that, so check it out. Oh, by the way, the mixing ratio for the base coat is 1:1 for what I'm using. I did this kind of wrong, but that's okay. I'm just gonna keep going through it. So what I'm doing is giving it between 5 and 7 minutes of flash time between the coats. So I set my timer on my phone
for 5 minutes. The idea is I want to get 1 dust coat, 2 solids, and then I'm going to go ahead and start taping it off, and then apply the clear in each section with varying degrees of pearl. It's a little cool out here, so that's why I'm giving it a little extra time. Pretty decently quick, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on the next coat. Alright, so the next one's going on. I have to slow my rhythm down. Alright guys, as you can see, I got this thing sectioned off except for the one part. I've mixed my little bit of clear here, and honestly, look at that. I think I might have it on the first. It's just a little tinge of green, just like I'm looking for. I don't know if I need to add or subtract, but all I did was just kind of just dab a little in there, because I'm not using a lot. I don't want to use a lot of material, but I think I might have the hang of it based on how the clear looks, how it's swirled in there. We're just going to see how it sprays, so I hope it works. Alright, that's it for that. Let's see how it lays out. Man, that is freaking awesome. You take the light away, it looks black. Even in the shop lights, it still looks black. But when you put the light up to it, that's when the green hits. That's exactly what I'm looking for. I might even need to back off on the pearls a little bit, but because this is just a little bit that I mixed up, I might have to just tone it down just a little bit. I'm going to show you what the old one looks like. You can tell it's a much lighter green, but way more pearl in it. But wow, this is going to be cool when it's done.
Alright guys, as you can see, I have gone ahead and sprayed this other section too. this section. I didn't use as much clear on this section as I did with the first section. I think this section I did 2 coats of clear with the pearl in it and 1 coat of regular clear, and this one I just kind of backed off on how much pearl I used and just did about 2 coats with that. And as you can see, there's still a little orange peel in there, but I think that's more or less how I set the gun up in my spray pattern, and you know, just kind of my inexperience. I can't blame the gun for that. I think the gun actually did really good. This is the gun here. This is the Spectrum from Harbor Freight 129. So if you guys want a really nice clear gun, make sure you get the HTE with the 1.3 tip, and it actually worked pretty good. And because you can see there's certain sections of it is barely any orange peel, and then there's other parts where there's a good amount of orange peel. Well, but you know, that's what wet sanding and buffing is for. So just to kind of show you guys the comparison, so this is the one that had a lot of pearl in it, and you can see, boy, whew, does that thing light right up when you put some light to it. So in direct sun, man, this thing's that's gonna look really crazy. And then I went ahead and I backed off of the pearl. You can see that there's tons and tons of pearl here, where there's a much less pearl in this one, but it's still shimmery, still looks good. So there's some pearl, but nowhere near as much as that. That is a ton of pearl. So in this case, to me, in my opinion, I think less is more. You guys let me know what you think. I didn't do the other sections because I think I'm so close here that I can kind of figure out what I want from right where I'm at. And not to mention, I kind of know what's going on. There's some stuff in the paint. You can see there's some little paint nibs. There's a few things in there, but that's because I really didn't take any precautions. Like, I didn't wet the floor down. I'm not wearing a suit. I didn't really clean up a bunch of stuff. I didn't, you know, I didn't do all of that craziness that I should be doing to make a clean paint job, but I will be doing that when I get ready to actually do real paint. As you can see, this is still the regular base on that. But yeah, man, I think I know where I'm at with this thing. I don't know if I'm gonna add any more. If anything, I like this one other than the one with tons and tons of pearl. I like the one with just a smaller bit. And actually, I might even reduce the amount of pearl that goes in here, because I am gonna be mixing a larger quantity of clear when I get ready to shoot the car. So I may be using a little bit less pearl per quart or whatever. But I think this is gonna work just fine. So there you have it, guys. That is the end of my little experimental video for painting this Toyota 202 black with the pearl and the clear. Who knows? I may not even use green pearl. I might go out and buy some red pearl or blue pearl or purple pearl, or it could be anything. So I was always thinking green pearl. I wanted green pearl. But you guys, leave some comments. Let me know what you think. Do you like the Spectrum gun? Do you think it shoots well? Is it my inexperience? Is it the gun itself? Is it do you hate the green? Do you not like pearl? Do you just want to keep it 202 black? Guys, give me some feedback. Let me know what you guys think about this. But once again, guys, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Don't you forget, if you like what I'm doing here, like, subscribe, comment, prove it to me. Prove it. You got plenty of ways to prove that you like what I'm doing, so go prove it. But you guys, anyway, keep wrenching. Wrench Trench out. Peace.
Now I remember your smile.